right, so here we are, and we are doing a Your Genetic Type Facebook Live today. Unfortunately, Dr. Thomas was unable to join me, and we are going to postpone this topic of your genetic type for the autism spectrum disorder, family member, loved one, community. Perhaps you're a parent or a sister, brother, cousin, uncle, grandparent to a child that has an autistic challenge or has a spectrum disorder. And we are looking for answers. And that's what we're here to talk to you about today. Although Dr. Thomas, like I said, is not available. Hopefully later tonight or some other time this week, we will do a part, let's call it a part 1A. This is the introduction. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to raise the common things that we see challenge with people that have kids that are dealing with behavioral challenges is talking about MTHFR. One of the most common things you see is, oh, I found out about MTHFR and I want to know if I need to test this for my child, or they did a test and only one test, which is a blood test, and they found that we have one copy. And what does that mean? What can we do to fix it? Can we just take methylfolate and fix it? And it just, as Dr. John Thomas says, it is the introduction, it is the first chapter of the Harry Potter series, and saying, okay, I know how this ends, so I don't need to read anymore. That's what MTHFR is like. And while it is true that if there is a MTHFR challenge, meaning you have a challenge in converting folic into folate or remethylation so that you can build in the body and repair and regenerate and grow and make neurons and make neurotransmitters and make antioxidants and signalers to your immune system. In order to do that, you need a major rung in the ladder called MTHFR, but it's only one rung, and it's a huge ladder. And there's a lot of other pivotal parts of that ladder that people that don't have an MTHFR challenge have much more challenges than those that do. So it goes so much deeper than MTHFR. And some of the things that Dr. Thomas is doing in practice are revolutionary in terms of supporting your child with a spectrum disorder challenge. It's not a I would say a huge part of my practice. It is a big part, but Dr. Thomas sees a lot of clients in this area, and what we start off with is a genetic test, and that's key. Everyone should do that. I'm not a huge fan of Ancestry or 23andMe anymore because they're so incomplete. They've really dropped a lot of the key gene SNPs that you need to see besides MTHFR to assess the likelihood and potential for unresolved inflammation, and that creating major challenges in behavior and growth and development. And when you throw on that environmental challenges, it's only adding fuel to the fire. So the test that we recommend is Your Genetic Resource. And they now have a buccal swab, so you can put it in your child's mouth and take it out and then put it in the tube and mail it off. And if you go to yourgenetictype.com, we actually sell that test. I'll put the test link in the description of this video. We sell that test. But what I want to talk to you about is why we need that test, why it's so important, because we see a lot of challenges with kids on the spectrum with a lot of microbial overgrowth that have been put on antifungals, and then you see the oxalate levels go sky high. And those oxalates can be really linked to autistic, ADD, defiant disorders, dyslexia, all of those things, because it's a major drainer of mitochondrial function. It's a mineral stealer. And when that happens, it can really play a perfect storm if the person does have a methylfolate problem, or they did have vaccinations, or they did have an infection, or a viral exposure, or solvents and chemicals and harmful sprays and toxins that mom had been exposed to. Or unfortunately, mom, when she's challenged with her immune system and has these genetic susceptibilities in the first place to be able to pass down to little Johnny, can vertically transmit heavy metals, not even from vaccinations, just from her lead paint grandmother's generation. It can be said that it can go across 3 or 4 generations in terms of vector transmission. We say, vector, vertical. Vector is when you have a tick bite, my bad. And tick bites can again be problematic, and those can be vertically transmitted from mom down as well. So we got a barrage of epigenetic factors, what we call cars on the highway, that combined with major lane closures, which are the genetic expression, the genetic potentials that create that perfect storm of having traffic come to a complete grinding halt. So that's really key. And some of the things that we like to look at as well, which most doctors don't look at, they just look at MTHFR and stop with that and give you methylfolate. And while that may be helpful in the short term, we see a lot of kids, you may know this yourself or have seen this firsthand, is that methylfolate created lots of rage, created a lot of anxiety and really major meltdowns. And the reason that is several-fold. It can make more glutamate, and glutamate can also drive mTOR. And mTOR is a thing in the body that stimulates your white blood cells and creates histamine reactions and depletes you of antioxidants and methyl groups. So it's kind of like a catch-22. So a lot of this is very complicated stuff, to say the least. And it's our goal at Your Genetic Type to give you the tools. In fact, actually, we just got a March Madness sale. So we've put together what's called Your Genetic Type Unlocked course. And the Your Genetic Type Unlocked course is a really boil it down into simplification, understandable action items for you to look at your genetic test and understand what the challenges are potentially based on the gene SNPs that you have, what it means to have a gene SNP. So we explain all that to you, and we don't focus all our eggs in the gene SNP basket, nor do we focus all our eggs on the testing basket in terms of heavy metals or blood work, whether they're high or normal. We put our eggs and we diversify in the genetic and the epigenetic basket. And so the Your Genetic Type Unlocked course, what it does is it teaches you how to understand what is your genetic type. And there's 7 genetic types. There's the histamine type, the weak cellular type, the weak immune type, the overstimulated, the understimulated, the hormonal imbalance, and the weak immune. Those are 7 types, and chances are you're going to have a combination of those types. And the toxic, there's also a toxic accumulator, and you're going to have a combination of those types. And when you do, you will look for specific genetic validations in the gene SNPs, and then you will want to customize the program. So it's not really for someone who's going to expect a magic wand and say, okay, here's the 3 magic supplements that you need to take. It's for the mom and dad or uncle or nephew or cousin or grandparent that wants to understand the user manual and wants to be able to have long, profound, continually updating changes in moving the needle into improvement levels. And we walk you through that. And so, we've decided, what can we charge for this? Initially, we've charged Initially, we charged $397 for the MTHFR crash course. Then we boiled it down into Your Genetic Type Unlocked course, and we were going to sell that for $197. And we said, you know what, let's make this more available for people, and we brought it down to $97. And if that wasn't enough, we got a March Madness sale. And madness, unfortunately, right now is a different kind of madness in terms of overwhelm. But it's time for you, especially now in trying times and weakened immune systems and genetic susceptibilities and epigenetic factors and perfect storms and lane closures and highways coming to a grinding halt, like economics is, for you to get your user manual to be able to navigate these really choppy waters and be able to thrive. Why not ask the question, why can't I thrive? So instead of $97, we've done that half price as well. And that's short term. I'll put a link to that in this video so that you can purchase that. And then we support you. We plan on ramping up the Facebook Lives to people who have purchased the program. We also sell the kits and the interpretations. We also sell the other testing. Dr. John and I are really looking at formulating nutrients so that you guys can get the right nutrients in your hands and know that they're good, and put together combinations of stuff so you don't need to take 25 different things, and also be able to put things in different combinations that no one's doing. That's all our goal. So I hope that gives you an introduction to what we're looking to accomplish for you in this Your Genetic Type Unlocked course. If there's any questions, let me just see, I have a quick text. Yeah, if there's any questions, post them in the link because I can't see them when I'm doing a broadcast from Zoom. Make sure that you share this with anyone that you know that's dealing with challenges and they're banging their head against the wall because their doctor is not giving them support. And unfortunately, they're giving them medications to help focus and help concentrate, but it's not getting at the root causes of these challenges. So anyways, we look forward to supporting you in your autistic spectrum challenges, and be able to support you in terms of customizing a do it for yourself, but specifically customized to your challenges, with Your Genetic Type Unlocked course, which is half price for the rest of March. And that will be actually till probably another 15 days. So 2 weeks. So make sure you get that. It's half price.